I was babysitting for my sister one day. She'd been called into work last minute and her husband wasn't going to get back from work until at least 8 that evening, so I was called in at the last minute. I usually dislike children, but my nieces were alright. They're reasonably well behaved 5 and 7-year-olds. They had their books and their toys, so all I had to do was be the set of eyes in case of emergency or a phone call. And they'd always buy me pizza afterwards, so that just sweetened the deal. Usually, these days were uneventful. I bring my laptop and just surf YouTube on the couch, make the kids food if need be, or attend to injuries. But other than that, there's never any event, really. Until yesterday, one of my nieces came up to me crying. She hopped up on the couch and after consoling her, I asked her what was up. She didn't say anything, rather just held up the book she'd been carrying. "There is a monster at the end of this book," was the book she was carrying. I remember that book from back when I was a kid. Not too vividly, but I do remember having it at least. Confused, I decided to flip through the book to see what was up. Was there something sad or scary in this book? It seemed like a normal, light-hearted Sesame Street book, despite its foreboding title. As I flipped through its pages, I saw good old Grover warning me about the monster at the end of this book, trying harder and harder to stop me from getting to the end, putting up barricades and whatnot. It was quite charming. Upon getting to the last page, he made one last plea not to flip to the end of the book. Now, as I remember, the monster at the end was Grover himself, unbeknownst to the reader or even Grover himself, as he looks embarrassed after all the work he went through to try and stop you. For whatever reason, this particular copy, on the other hand, had a different ending. I noticed the last page was a bit heavier upon turning it, and as I did, there, staring back at me, was myself. In the mirror that was the last page. The monster at the end of the book.